This is the full unedited video of the illegal raid that occurred to me and my daughter by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. They had no signed paperwork in hand and made no attempt to inform me that there was a Baker Act of any sort. Baker Acts are supposed to be least restrictive measures. Brandishing the firearm fully extended, pointing it right at the back of my head with my daughter in the line of fire. This is what my daughter's room looked like after the armed burglary had occurred. Candy thrown all over the floors. There have been a ton of wipes just thrown all over the place for no reason. Mind you, they had no proper paperwork. The entire warrant was based under false pretext, and their reasoning was a risk protection order violation. But I had never been shown or served a risk protection order of any sort. And then inside the closet, they moved her furniture to come in here and step all over as a step stool, broke the shelving in here trying to get up into the ceiling. Why? They also stole electronics from me, and they stole a whole bunch of SD cards. SD cards that were most likely containing evidence of police misconduct from my own interactions with them.
What's good, YouTube? It's BBcast back in with another video and another reaction. And in today's video is from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office over there in Florida, where you had these Pinellas County Sheriff's officer harass this guy, detain him, and try to lie and say that this was under the Baker's Act. Mind you, they showed this guy no type of paperwork or anything like that. And on top of that, they raided his apartment, raided all of his rooms, all because that he had evidence against the sheriff's department that shows a whole bunch of corruption going on. And in this video, just shows how corrupt the sheriff's office is. I'm gonna watch it, get my reaction. Let me know what y'all think about it. Comment section. Let's get into the video.
I feel like I should put a trigger warning for this video you're about to see. This is the full unedited video of the illegal raid that occurred on May 22nd to me and my daughter by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Mind you, before we even get started with this, they had no signed paperwork in hand and made no attempt to inform me that there was a Baker Act of any sort. They did not have that paperwork on hand until 30 minutes after the detainment and seizure of my weapons. On top of that, Baker Act law requires the least restrictive measures. This video shows a clear intent to provoke an escalation and ever-escalating force by the police. Notice how the third man in the stack is armed with a deadly weapon and brandishes, pointing it right at my head with my daughter in the line of fire before I'm even aware that they're there. This is one of the first glaring problems. Baker Acts are supposed to be least restrictive measures, non-violent in nature. Notice how third man in the stack is walking up and shushing my daughter as he's walking up ready to point a weapon at my head. But he's walking up with the weapon at the low ready the entire time, intending to use it. Next, we'll notice that that same man is now brandishing the firearm fully extended, pointing it right at the back of my head with my daughter in the line of fire. Look directly above you, though. That is the timestamp from their own documentation showing that the sheriff's office never received this until 5/18, and I was already locked in the back of that hot cop car for 30 minutes at that point. Notice how the one that was ready to go with the weapon is now putting it back in his holster because there's no weapon to be seen, there's no reason to be provoking deadly force and escalating in that manner. But his friends are already battering me upside the head, grabbing at me, ripping at my hair, and pulling at me without ever showcasing a court order of any sort that shows they had authority to be there. Notice how in the video, once it starts playing again, that the guy in the gray with the tactical vest on and the backwards baseball cap, Mr. Cool Guy, is basically jumping over my daughter. This entire situation shows reckless disregard for me and my child's safety, and I would say this crosses into the territory of reckless child endangerment 100%. If this was a regular person and not a cop doing this, they would be prosecuted instantly. This is what my daughter's room looked like after the armed burglary had occurred. Mind you, they had no proper paperwork. The entire warrant was based under false pretext, and their reasoning was a risk protection order violation, but I had never been shown or served a risk protection order of any sort. It's been weeks since I came back to my home and saw how they left my place. They ransacked it. I haven't been able to sit down and really clean up my daughter's room, especially because she's not here with me, and because it's just showcasing what they were here for. They destroyed my daughter's room and gave it extra special attention. Before all this happened, my daughter's room was spotless. We are very organized. We like to keep things very particular, and she does that of her own accord. When I came back, there was stuff stuck to the walls. Her entire dresser was messed up and shit thrown all over the place. They went through all of her papers and things that I had logged for her. And notice how there's just laundry everywhere. There was candy thrown all over the floors. There have been a ton of wipes just thrown all over the place for no reason. And they just generally flipped everything upside down. This in particular was inside her closet, and I think they just really needed to get into there so badly, but they just ransacked her bathroom, went through all of her shit in here too. And then inside the closet, they moved her furniture to come in here and step all over as a step stool, broke the shelving in here trying to get up into the ceiling. Why? Why were they going into the ceiling to search for weapons when they had already found the weapons as soon as they came into the apartment? I told them that they were going to be right in my room inside the closet. They went searching with this broad scope throughout the entire apartment and just fucking destroyed it. Kicking holes in the walls, ripping things out the ceiling, punching more.
Think about officers, man. When they search something, they just leave a complete mess after they're done and don't even care how they left it.
There was no rhyme or reason to any of this other than an intimidation tactic. Mind you, while they were inside my home, they also stole electronics from me. This was the most likely or second most likely time period where they would have stolen a bottle of Adderall from me that was prescribed to me. So diversion of a substance as well. And they stole a whole bunch of SD cards. SD cards that were most likely containing evidence of police misconduct from my own interactions with them. So it really is telling what this whole operation was for. And the fact that they've been threatening me and intimidating me by saying, "We could have hit you with felony charges." I was supposed to be charged with a felony if there was weapons found inside the home, but I was never in violation of a risk protection order. So what felonies are you going to be hitting me with, or is this just pure and simple intimidation? The last little tidbit about this one is that they were going through my medical records from both the Army and the VA. They had lifted some files out of there specifically to try and use against me, but I think they got all their information wrong on what they were looking for in this raid. And then they stole the falsified writs of habeas corpus from the first incident so that they knew what evidence I really had against them. So it was just an instance of evidence tampering, witness intimidation, and other crimes being committed within my home with no proper paperwork and no real legality behind it. When the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office attacked my daughter and I at the pool about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I knew that there was no chance that there was any lawful action that they were performing there. And anything I did past that was self-defense. Under Florida and federal law, I was resisting an unlawful detention and in no way resisting any lawful arrest that was happening. That's because they never had any paperwork on hand. Florida law says that if they're serving a warrant, if they're serving some type of action, they have to have it in their hands, ready to serve, already authorized, before they ever approach. They did not have any paperwork in their hands, nor was it ever produced until way after my detention. These guys are trying to say that I'm psychotic and delusional, but it seems like their story's falling apart the longer it goes along. That would also be why I haven't been charged with any type of crimes when they say I resisted in a massive way. I did, but I resisted an unlawful detention with no paperwork in hands. And the second I saw them not even attempt to produce it, they just attacked me. I knew exactly what it was. It was a kidnapping. It was an extrajudicial attack. and there was nothing good that was coming of it. If I had defended my rights and my daughter's rights more voraciously, I might have spent a couple days in a jail cell, but once the FBI got involved, it would have been classified exactly as it is right now. Self-defense. I was defending myself against an unlawful arrest, and the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office was the one that was illegally detaining me, hence kidnapping. These people won't charge me with a crime, nor have they charged me with any crimes. That's because they don't want discovery to open up what actually happened here. As soon as they try to say that I'm a dastardly criminal, and they escalate it past this administrative bullshit that they're doing right now, then I get to ask in front of a court, everybody in there, what time were you supposed to be there? Why did you use force from the first second you laid eyes on me? Was this pretextual contact? All these questions will come up and be on the news. As we can tell by the fact that I haven't gotten a cease and desist for any of the things I'm saying about them, it most likely is true, and that's just silent acquiescence. If I had defended my rights a little bit more aggressively that day at the pool, it would have been seen even faster, because if I used genuine force against these people and it rose to that level, there would be no way to deny any of the things I'm saying right now. It would have been seen to be exactly what it was in the moment. A bunch of guys attacked me and my daughter, and I would have been protecting myself 100% within my rights to protect my daughter from a kidnapping.
And that's just pure corruption at its best. But what also makes this weird is the fact that you having this one officer brandish his weapon at both him and his daughter, and none of these officers got their weapons out. They obviously was there for something else.
Notice that that same man is now brandishing the firearm fully extended.
Then they want to lie, say this is under the Baker's Act, but yeah, this is how they treat people when it comes to people with mental health. Clearly they have something against this guy. Long I was watching, I understood why these officers did this. They did not want to get exposed.
And they stole a whole bunch of SD cards. SD cards that were most likely containing evidence of police misconduct from my own interactions with them.
I guess it's all police corruption is more police corruption. But that's my take on it though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section. How you feel about these Pinellas County Sheriff officers for coming up to this guy saying that this is under the Baker's Act. They over here treating this guy like it's something else, and then you having this officer brandish his weapon in front of him and his daughter, and then on top of that, they raided his entire house, left it as a mess, took all of the devices, everything. I guess that's just the officer's answer, man. Hiding corruption is just with more corruption. That's my take on it, though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section. Make sure to like, subscribe, and y'all have a wonderful day.